Dealing with someone who seems to be ignoring you can be confusing and emotionally draining. But before you react, it's crucial to step back and determine whether their behavior is intentional or just a result of other life circumstances. Not everyone who seems distant is deliberately ignoring you. Sometimes people get busy, overwhelmed, or preoccupied with personal matters. Jumping to conclusions too quickly could lead to misunderstandings. But if, after careful observation, you're confident that the silence or distance is intentional, here's a powerful approach: ignore what's being ignored. Why ignoring what's ignored works? When someone decides to ignore you to provoke a reaction, they're essentially trying to control your emotional state. It's a form of manipulation where they assume that by withholding their attention, you'll chase after them, seeking validation or clarification. By choosing not to react, you disrupt their expectations and maintain control over your own emotions. Instead of letting their behavior control you, take back your power by showing that their actions don't impact you in the way they intended. The psychological advantage of non-reaction. Psychologically, ignoring a manipulative tactic like this creates a powerful shift in dynamic. When you remain unbothered and live as if their absence or silence doesn't affect you, it introduces a level of uncertainty in the mind of the person ignoring you. They might start questioning why you haven't reacted, and this can lead to them doubting the effectiveness of their tactic. Suddenly, the power they thought they had over you slips away, making them more likely to reconsider their approach. Taking the taxi analogy further, think of it like needing a taxi in a busy city. When you're urgently waiting for one, none seem to be available, but the moment you're no longer looking or desperate, taxis seem to appear everywhere. The same principle applies here. When someone knows you're waiting on their attention, they may hold back, thinking they have the upper hand. However, when you carry on with your life as though their silence doesn't matter, the attention often starts coming your way without effort. This approach is about shifting the emotional energy away from them and focusing it on your own well-being. Embracing detachment for inner peace, ignoring someone who's ignoring you isn't about playing games, it's about protecting your peace. When you react emotionally, you give them influence over your mind and emotions. Instead, embracing detachment allows you to focus on your own growth and happiness. This doesn't mean that you don't care. It means that you're choosing to protect your mental and emotional space from unnecessary drama. Over time, you'll find that practicing detachment builds resilience and a stronger sense of self. Practicing emotional independence. Emotional independence is a vital skill. By choosing not to react to someone's silent treatment, you're nurturing emotional independence and self-respect. You're reinforcing to yourself that you don't need anyone else's validation to feel worthy or valued. This practice will help you build stronger relationships because you'll approach them from a place of strength rather than neediness. Instead of wondering why someone is ignoring you, you'll spend more time on things and people who reciprocate your energy and respect your worth. Potential outcomes and reactions. If you stay focused on yourself and genuinely seem unaffected, there are two possible outcomes. Number one, they may reach out often. When people feel ignored, they reach out of curiosity, confusion, or to reassert their importance in your life. If they reach out, it's an opportunity to calmly communicate your feelings, setting boundaries if needed. Number two, they may not respond. If they don't reach out, then it's a clear signal that they didn't value the relationship as much as you thought. While this might be painful initially, it ultimately frees you from holding on to people who don't prioritize you. Remembering your self-worth. Silence doesn't mean defeat. It's often a demonstration of self-worth. By choosing silence, you're not ignoring your feelings. You're simply choosing not to let someone else's behavior dictate them. You're proving to yourself that you are enough, with or without someone's validation. You're worth people who communicate openly and respect your feelings, rather than those who play games with your emotions. In the end, your energy is too valuable to waste on anyone who doesn't treat you with the same respect and care that you're willing to give. Final thoughts. When someone chooses to ignore you, it's tempting to respond emotionally. But by stepping back, focusing on yourself, and embodying confidence and detachment, you maintain control over your own happiness. Relationships should be mutual, rooted in respect and open communication, not games. So, by ignoring what's being ignored, you're setting a powerful example of self-respect. It's a reminder that, at the end of the day, no one's behavior can diminish your worth, unless you let it.